He started 44 games for the Lakers this season, and he told our Adrian Wojnarowski yesterday he has informed Lakers management he is sitting out the NBA's restart in Orlando. Now, Bradley cited family reasons. His 6-year-old son, Liam, has a history of struggling to recover from respiratory illnesses, and he feels it's unlikely that Liam would have been medically cleared to enter the bubble when family are allowed to join the teams in the second round of the playoffs. So the Lakers are losing a key rotational piece in Bradley. And according to Woj, who are they looking to replace him? The leading candidate is J.R. Smith, who has been out of the NBA for 2 years. Lakers president Rob Pelinka reportedly discussing a deal with Smith's agent, Rich Paul. Paul Pierce, what is the impact of the Lakers losing Bradley, and is J.R. a good fit to replace him?
I mean, that's a major blow to the Lakers. I mean, I think he was a great complementary piece to what the Lakers were doing. They developed a chemistry around Avery Bradley throughout the year, securing them a #1 spot in the Western Conference. And then adding J.R. Smith, which I do believe he can help at some point. But there's nothing like having a guy that's been there all year, been in the locker room. You know, you're dealing with chemistry issues now, so does that mean a bigger role for other players? Guys like KCP, Rondo, these guys will have to step up. But when you lose a starter, a guy who's a key piece, that's a major blow.
Yeah, I saw a lot of snark on Twitter last night about Avery Bradley, the totally irreplaceable. And yeah, on the surface, more Alex Caruso, more KCP, you just fill those Avery Bradley minutes. But a couple of things. Number one, your margin for error for an injury to one of those guys, or they get the coronavirus, is now down to almost zero. After that, you're going into the deep bench and guys, as you mentioned, who haven't played in 2 years or barely have played in 2 years. And the other thing, just a data point, the starting lineup with Avery Bradley plus 13 points per 100 possessions. Same lineup with KCP plus 3. Some of that is luck and randomness and opponent shooting, and all that will change. And any lineup with LeBron and AD is going to be fine. But I thought Avery Bradley was a pretty good fit for this Lakers team. He defended point guards really well. That's his best position on defense. 36% from 3. He's a really good cutter. And anytime you have a good cutter with LeBron James, that's generally a good thing. So I wouldn't just scoff at this as, they'll just soldier on, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, we talk about defensive value. Sometimes that's hard to quantify. But look at Avery Bradley's his defense when he's the closest defender against effective shooting percentage, guys. He is the best in the league at defending the 3. So that's what the Lakers will be missing as they try to win the title. And Zach, you're right. Alex Caruso right up there on that last list too. So at least they have a good replacement there. But we all know playoffs are a slog. This is a huge blow to Lakers' depth, and there's a tremendous amount now riding on Alex Caruso and his health. I do think the J.R. Smith replacement is intriguing. We don't know what we're going to get with J.R. That was true, by the way, in J.R. Smith's prime. It's certainly true after 2 years basically off. But I will say this. You talk about chemistry, Paul. J.R. Smith has chemistry with the Lakers' most important player on the court, the decision maker, the guy who is not only a star, LeBron James, but the one who is passing around the ball. And J.R. Smith has been in multiple NBA finals, so at least they know if they get there, he won't be overwhelmed by the moment. Now, how much can he play at this point? We don't know that. I am so fascinated to see how this plays out. All right, guys, I want to move on to some other players because today is the soft target date for players to opt out of Orlando in general, and we've already had other players turn it down as well. Trevor Ariza opting not to join the Blazers due to having committed to a 1-month visitation window with his son. There are other players opting out for other reasons. Unrestricted to free agent to be, Wizards forward Davis Bertans has already recovered from 2 ACL injuries over the course of his career. Doesn't want to risk another one right before what he expects to be a lucrative long-term contract offer this summer. ESPN's Bobby Marks says that Bertans stands to lose about $500,000 in salary in order to stay home, although he thinks he's going to get that money back over the summer or over the offseason. And the Wizards fully supportive of the decision. Not everyone is, though, guys. Magic guard Evan Fournier tweeted in response, quote, he put the crying, laughing emojis. He said, "This is what's wrong with the NBA nowadays, man." And then he followed up with, "Seriously, though, if you think it's okay to sit and watch your teammates play while you're perfectly healthy, it says a lot about you." So, Paul, players who are potentially sitting out for social justice reasons, we're going to just put them in a whole separate category. But when it comes to guys like Bertans or Victor Oladipo, who told Woj He's trying to evaluate what his risk of re-injury is if he participates in Orlando. How big a deal is it for those players to sit out?
You know what, Rach, I look at this as a business move, right? You know, if there's any chance he can go down to Orlando, participate for his team, let's just say, you know, they're not winning a championship. Washington is not going to win a championship. This guy has upped his value throughout the year. He's shooting in the 40s from three. You know, he's one of the more improved players in this league, and he has an opportunity to really make some serious cash this summer. So let's just say he goes down to Orlando, gets hurt in a meaningless game, or catch COVID. You know, maybe his value goes down. And, you know, with the way the players are today, you know, they're business minded. And I'm sure he's getting advice from family, friends, his agent. This is a straight great business move because, like I said, an injury could really bring his value down. Sit out, you know, and he's going to make that money up this summer with a new contract.
First of all, this is exactly why it was stupid for the NBA to invite two teams who had literally almost 0% chance to even make the playoffs and go ask them to quarantine for 6 weeks away from their families for no reason basketball-wise. Number two, you know, what Evan Fournier said, he said, you know, this is what's wrong with the NBA nowadays, blah, blah, blah. Well, this isn't the NBA as we've known the NBA. This is a bubble quarantine environment in Orlando amid a global pandemic. And maybe some players, forget the injury risk in the free agency, maybe some players who, if they don't go to Orlando, you know, maybe they'll just stay home. Maybe they don't feel comfortable playing pickup or 5-on-5 or full contact basketball when guys are breathing on each other and sweating. This is an individual decision in a highly unusual environment. And the NBA themselves have said, you don't have to come if you don't want. They've telegraphed that this isn't a normal NBA. So I don't think I think it's fine for players to make whatever decision they want.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.